Hey y'all, welcome back to Leslie's Mature Makeup and Beauty. Today I got a kind of a handful of new products. I think the eyeshadow palette is a newer release, and then some of the other stuff is just kind of new to me, so I thought we would give those a try. I've got a few things from JCat, and then I've got a bronzer from e.l.f. that I know is not new. I was just, when I made my skincare order from them for that Pure Skin, I decided to throw that in the cart. But I grabbed this super colorful, pretty palette from JCat. It's called Traffic Not Bokeh. I don't know, but she's super colorful. Does have a small mirror in it, but that's what she looks like. Really pretty purples. I think that's what sucked me in with this one because it's a bit more colorful than what I would normally go for. But I've heard good things about their shimmer formula, and I don't know, it just sucked me in, so I thought we would give it a try. And just FYI, there are several, what I assume are pigment warnings. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8 of these shades have a not intended for the eyes, and it's one of the shimmers, this up here at the top, this spotted light, and then some of these purples, even this, you know, kind of lime green has that pigment warning. So, well, that's what I assume it is, but I generally haven't had any trouble with that. But just something to be aware if you do have issues with, you know, certain shades causing redness or a rash or any of that stuff. But I think to start, and I did go ahead and throw on some foundation and concealer. I used the Misha BB cream today, but I'm going to go in with this kind of neutral shade here called Blur, and I've never used JCat shadows before, so I'm just going to go in with a super light hand and with a fluffy brush and start laying that down kind of into the crease and towards my brow. And only one of the shimmers had that pigment warning, like I said, so I assume I did swatch it earlier. It's kind of got a little bit of a reddish hint to it, so I assume maybe that's what that particular not intended for the eye area is about, because it didn't feel like, you know, like pressed glitter you're not supposed to use on your eye, that type of stuff. It didn't feel like that, so I assume it's that pigment in it. Just kind of slowly building this to get it where I want it. That almost has a little bit of a, maybe a reddish type of undertone. Not a lot of powder kick up in the pan, and y'all know I'm always tapping off my brushes before I touch it to my eye. Just tap off on my arm so I'm not making a bunch of racket. I saw where Maybelline is releasing some, I think they called them shadow blocks. I want to say there's like 3 shades, and it's in a little square, kind of stacked packaging. Kind of makes you think of like one of those Kaja stacks or something. I looked around this morning and I don't see them available anywhere near me yet. And then somebody, CVS had them listed online, but they were all out of stock, so I don't know if it's just one of those things that's going to be coming soon and they've got it on the website already. I couldn't really find out any more information, but I kind of want to try one of those. I think we'll leave that there for now. And y'all know I want to play with some of these purples. I think I'm going to go in with my little tiny A504. It's kind of a fluffy domed brush, and I'm going to go in this Dawn to Dusk shade and start adding that kind of to the outer corner and work it into that crease. I feel like most of the shadow palettes I saw from this brand are seem to be pretty bright. It's kind of a bright purple. I'm not mad at it. We're finally seeing a little sunshine today, so we'll go outside when we get done so y'all can see how this looks like in real life. It's been raining for, I don't know, the last several days. I think I may take a little of that on the inner corner as well. We'll do a little. But I do appreciate the fact that they put in that kind of just neutral crease shade, because a lot of colorful palettes, you don't get anything like that in there, so you have to either just go all super colorful or, you know, pull in something from another palette. I think that's pretty. I may take a little of that on a flat brush and just deepen that up a little bit. This double-ended brush that I got in my Sigma Mod palette. And I'm just going to go into that same shade just on this flat brush, and again just tapping in a couple of times and kind of pat it on here. It definitely brightened it up a little bit. I'm just going to take the other side of this, the fluffy side, and take a little bit of that up into the crease and just kind of connect all that together. Everything is blending well. The pigmentation seems nice. And now we need some shimmer. Let's see. Glitter backdrop shade feels a little bit on the chunky side. Ooh, it's pretty though. I think we may go with glitter backdrop. That's the very center shade. This was the one next to it called Stigmatism. I think either of those would probably be pretty, but that one, that very center shade, like I say, it feels a little bit chunky. But it's really soft. It's almost like a creamy feel to it. I'm going to take a little bit on my pinky and just try to focus that right in the center. Yeah, that's definitely got some glitter fallout. Yeah, that's definitely got kind of some chunkier bits of glitter in it. Just gonna try to sweep some of that away. Or just rub it into my face. Let me see if I can I'm gonna take a little flat brush. I think this particular shade might be better as a topper. So much glitter. I mean, that's pretty, but I really want to try something else. I think I'm just going to layer a little bit of that Stigmatism shade on top of that and see what that does. And then I think I'll go back over the top of that with that glitter backdrop. See if we can lighten it back up a little bit. I definitely feel like that glitter backdrop shade is better as a topper. I think if I use that again, I will probably apply it with a brush with some setting spray on it, because it's definitely got some glitter. Because I've got a ton, I don't know if y'all can see, a ton of glitter everywhere. I just grabbed some Scotch tape and I'm just going to stick it to my hand so it doesn't have so much sticky. And then just see if we can lightly dab over that and get some of that. I think I got some of it, but I think I pulled off just as much of my foundation as the glitter. We're just going to be glittery today. It's just what we're going to do. I still think it's pretty, it's just a little bit messy, but that's why normally I do my eyes first, so that if I have anything like that, I can just wipe it away and it's no big deal. So let's try this bronzer, and if I had to guess, this is probably pretty pigmented. I grabbed the shade Forever Sunkissed. I've really been loving that L'Oreal bronzer that I tried recently. But I know their e.l.f.'s Primer Infused blushes are pretty pigmented, so just going to go in lightly. And I know their Primer Infused blushes last all day long. Or they do on me anyway. I think that's pretty. I've got a bit of a bronzer obsession lately. It's a very silky, soft powder. I think I'm going to add just a little bit more of that bronzer to the cheeks here. I said I was adding it to the cheeks, and we're just adding a little everywhere. You know, getting my bronzer and foundation and stuff, you know, close to my hairline, but not like in my hair. But that's where my makeup wipes come in. I can always, but usually after a few days, you know, it just needs a wash. My hair, well, my face too. And then I grabbed a blush. This is from JCat, and a highlighter as well. This is their Blush Mallow Soft Blusher. And I haven't tried this or felt of it or anything. It looks, what is the shade of this? Cherry Limeade. It's super bright. I don't know what. It was just so pretty. I couldn't help it. It's a very bouncy. Ooh. That blush has a very bouncy texture to it. And then the highlight is a baked formula. And I got the shade Crystal Sand. It's their You Glow Girl Baked Highlighter. This just looked really pretty. Very soft. You know, got that typical baked feeling. That's what those look like. So I'm going to go in super light-handed with this blush and see what we get. Angled. Now this is not my favorite brush for blush. I picked this up at like Walmart, and it doesn't always do the best job picking up product. Yeah, I don't look like it's doing anything. I just need to get rid of that thing. Let me clean this one off, and we'll use like this. I can't remember what brand it was, but they weren't very good. So I'm going to use my Hot and Flashy angled cheek brush. This one usually picks up product well. And I'm just going to go in kind of light since this is a super bright. It's pretty. And this brand is pretty affordable. Of course, I will link everything down below. Ulta carries a few JCat products, but they didn't have this particular eyeshadow palette that I was looking for. This particular one that I got. So I ended up purchasing directly from their site, so that's where I'll link everything. I'm just taking a little bit here. I've been liking that kind of sunburned look. But without being sunburned, of course. I think that's pretty. I may build that up some more, we'll see. And then let's try this highlighter. I'm just going to go in with my usual highlight brush. Just do a little swirl here. And tap it off. It's a little dusty when I swirl my brush in. It's a little bit texture enhancing. Can't say that's the best baked highlighter I've ever used. Just gonna press over that with my cleanish side of my sponge. See if we can tone it down just a little. I mean, it's okay, but it's not the most flattering, I don't think. Let's throw on some mascara. I got my little birthday gift from Ulta, was the It Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. So I thought I would give that a try. Just got kind of that boar bristle brush. There's somebody, I think Emily Noel, I think she loves this one. Sometimes I have a hard time with these like mini mascaras or samples just because the wand is so tiny. I mean, not the actual brush end itself, but you don't have as much space between the actual mascara wand and then the handle. Just one coat, it seems to give a good bit of color, a little bit of a, feels like a kind of wet formula. I just have a hard time spending money on high-end mascara because there's so many good ones at the drugstore. When we get outside, you're going to see I am covered in so much glitter. And I have made an absolute mess. But that's what 2 coats on the top and 1 on the bottom looks like with that. Of course, for me, you know, we got to see if this is going to flake or smudge. Alright, I went ahead and just brushed up my brows with the e.l.f. Brow Lift, and I put on a little bit of lips. I used my ColourPop Lippy Pencil in 951, and then I topped it with a little bit of NYX Butter Gloss in Fortune Cookie. I didn't fill in my brows or anything today, I just brushed them up. But so what are my thoughts? I think the blush is really pretty. That highlight, it's a little bit texture enhancing, but after I mushed it in with my sponge, it's not too bad. I think I'll need to give that another try or two. You know, kind of get my final thoughts. I would definitely, you know, I want to use this again. I think the look turned out pretty. I just ended up covered in glitter. But like I said, next time I would definitely do my eyes first like I normally do. And the e.l.f. Primer Infused Bronzer, I think I like it okay. I think the undertone's okay. I don't, you know, it just didn't. I'll have to use that another time or two and kind of see how I feel about that. And of course, the mascara, you know, we'll have to see how it wears. But let's go take a look in natural light. I'm trying to let my eyes adjust here. It is super bright, and I am super glad. It has been raining for days, and I am so glad to see the sunshine. But this is, I'm standing, you know, kind of under the awning here on the porch. So I'm going to step out here in the kind of brighter light and let y'all take a good look at everything. I like how everything turned out. I think that blush, I was a little scared of it, but I think it's more of a buildable type of formula. And that highlight, as I look at it in, you know, just my bathroom lighting, it does not enhance my texture as much as I thought it did in there under those super bright lights. But we're going to step out here in the sun and let y'all take a look at everything. Get a good, you know, bright sun look, because that's always pretty telling. But I will update the description box or pin a comment as far as, you know, like how the mascara done and if the shadow faded or anything. But yeah, I'm pleased with how everything turned out. I hope y'all have a fabulous week ahead, and I love y'all so very much, and I thank you so much for watching and supporting my channel, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye, y'all.